Okay, this is a slave, and we took it all apart. Now you gotta be real, there's all kinds of places here. Now I already discharged the capacitor. You gotta use caution when messing with this stuff. You have a capacitor, a nice sized capacitor. It will hurt, will burn you a little bit, but make sure you discharge the capacitor. It's extremely. This is even if you do that by taking it apart, you can discharge it in your hand. It hurts. It's painful. You can blow up the board. So you got to use a lot of caution and be very cautious of just being careful not to get hurt, because this will hurt you. Anytime these 2 points are going to get you, anytime you ground out or touch that capacitor, is going to hurt. So take caution, please. Okay, I have a Vivitar 2600 flash. Now, you definitely don't want a 2600D, so you want a 2600. If there's a D on the end of it, you don't want it, won't work. So we're going to hack this so we can use it as a slave flash for a trail cam build. Okay, we got to tear this thing apart. 2 screws here on the side by the battery door. Now you're going to want a trash can because there's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to be throwing away. Sand the battery door. I'm going to take it off and throw it in the trash can. And there's 2 more on this side. Okay, 4 on the bottom. Pull that, and you'll see there's 2 boards. Now this has been sitting around, so none of my capacitors drained, has been batteries put in a while, but if you turn this thing on, you're going to want to get into this capacitor. We're going to still you're going to want to get into that capacitor and drain it. And we pull those tabs right out. And I'm going to pop the capacitor out. You got to be careful. You don't want to touch the end where the wires are tied in, or it will hurt. So we're going to go this far, and we got that sitting right there. So we have the capacitor sitting right there, and we got it all out. We can throw that away. Okay, I'm going to discharge my capacitor. I have a resistor. And I'm going to drain my capacitor. That way I don't get shocked and I don't short anything out. Okay, now I got to get that flash out of there. I don't want to break it or crack it, so I'm going to whittle my way back there. I can pull that out of there and throw that in garbage. Okay, these wires, here is my trigger. I'm just going to cut them. Now I usually replace them because I put my board pretty as far as away from the capacitor as I possibly can. Okay, we're not going to need this board here, so we're just going to cut the wires out and we can throw that in the garbage. And we can throw that in the garbage. So this is what we're looking for to have left. And we're trying to get those wires out of that hole. And I'm trying to get them organized here so they're out of my way. We don't need the brown, and we don't need the yellow. We don't need the yellow, so we're going to clip it off. You can clip it or desolder, whatever you feel like doing. We need that blue. Well, it looks like we finally got it organized. Okay, now I'm going to clip the brown wire. I don't need it. You can just solder it or clip it, whatever you want to do. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to remove the neon bulb. You clip one leg and clip the whole thing. I usually just clip the whole thing out of there. And we want to clip that bulb off right there. Okay, now, since we clipped the bulb, we got to do the resistor. And we'll do the resistor next. Okay, I'm going to take a 470k ohm half-watt resistor. And I'm going to kind of bend the legs a little bit, because I'm going to solder this onto the board. Try to get it the way I want it, and I'll tin those. And I'm going to tin and this is where I want to put it. One goes right to there. The other one goes there. And I can just clip the legs, or you can have actually clipped them before, it's up to you. And we got it. Okay, the resistor's on. This is my positive. This is my negative supply voltage. The red is my positive for my trigger, and the blue is my negative for my trigger. And I'm still trying to get these things organized. This is my on and off switch at the top. On red, oranges, or red or orange, whatever it is on. Now, if I'm going to use a 6-volt power supply, which we should be, I want to put a 0.47 ohm 2-watt resistor in. You can get them at DigiKey. So it's a 0.7 ohm 2-watt metal film resistor. And we want to, I will put mine right here and put it inside the board, or you can put it in line with the wire, whatever works, but you should do that. Okay, that's it's ready to be mounted as a slave. Hope this helps.